like this glass jar. I think it actually might be a light fixture cover, but how cute would this be as a little vase?
Instead of a vase, I decided this would actually be a cute little candy dish for fall. So I grabbed some pieces out of my stash. I think these two round pieces were actually two different size coasters. I glued them together, and then I had this pumpkin. I don't even remember where I got it from, but I think it was a Christmas ornament, a pumpkin at Christmas. I don't know, but we're using it. Then I took Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Fluff, and I did want to add some texture, so I added some Dixie Belle Sea Spray. And this is a texture additive that can be added to any paint. It doesn't have to be a Dixie Belle paint. So I wanted to give this topper kind of like a pottery look. So I really wanted the brush strokes and the texture on there. I painted everything, including the leaf and the stem. Now the fun part, let's add some candy. I figured candy corn would be perfect, and I actually ended up distressing the top a little bit because you can distress it even if you use the Dixie Belle Sea Spray. I think this came out so adorable and cute. I really like the shape and the look of this light fixture cover when I found it, and now I like it even more.
What are these little white ceramic things right here? These two don't have lids. These two do. It looks like maybe there was a little spoon or something that went in them. They're really cute. No markings on the bottom. I feel like maybe they could use a little IOD transfer. I could put little spoons in these two and then maybe some florals in here.
Instead of using transfers, I decided to use the IOD black paint inlay so I could show y'all how to use these without using paint. I think the little labels that come with this paint inlay book is going to be perfect. So I'm going to cut out a few of these. So instead of paint, I'm going to be using Dixie Belle Clear Coat in a flat finish. Now it does come in satin and gloss, so you can use whatever one that you want. So I'm going to put my sealer on there. I'm going to take my inlay and I'm going to set it into the wet sealer. Then I'm going to spritz my paint inlay. I also decided to grab a wet paper towel and just kind of dab it, just making sure that inlay is fully wet. Now, normally I would just put it to the side and let it dry, but we don't want the sealer to fully cure. So I grabbed my heat gun on the lowest setting and just very lightly, don't get too close to it. You don't want to burn it, but you just want to get your paper dry, and it'll turn colors when it's dry. You will be able to tell. You see how it's much lighter right here? Then you're going to grab your mister bottle again and you're going to mist the paint inlay, and it is time to pull it up. Y'all, this is actually the first time I've done this and it worked. This is so exciting because you can take something that you love the color of, you don't want to paint it, but you want to put a paint inlay on it. Just grab some sealer and this works perfectly. Now, two of the Crocs had a cover on it, so I felt like the little knobbies needed a paint inlay as well. So I cut up two little pieces of this greenery and I added that to the top. You want to take a spray sealer like this Dixie Belle spray wax or some kind of spray sealer and seal your piece first, because if I try to brush this sealer on before I sealed it with a spray sealer, the whole paint inlay would smear. So just make sure you have a spray sealer on hand. Now I want to take the clear coat in the flat finish and just paint the entire crock. That way it all has the same finish, and I decided to also just stipple it on there because that would give it a little bit of texture as well. So this will have a nice flat finish on these Crocs. If I wanted to keep the glossy white that they were, then I would have used the Dixie Belle sealer in the gloss finish. I am so excited with how these turned out. I have been wanting to try this for a while, but for some reason I was scared. I don't know why, because it was really super easy and very quick. So y'all leave a comment below and let me know if you are going to be trying this technique.
Like this pottery piece right here. I think this is for test tubes, and I like how it has kind of that handmade look. I might have some test tubes in my stash, or maybe I'll find some here, because look what I found. I found a little wooden spoon that fits perfectly in the crock I'm getting.
I decided not to put test tubes and use it more as a holder, so I wrapped up some fall greenery with some jute twine, and of course, you know, I have a huge stash of wooden utensils, so I put a few of those in the other spot, and I think it looks great in my kitchen. But y'all let me know if y'all have any other ideas for this piece.
Okay, here is a toy scale. It was at Dollar Spot for $3, but I do love a good scale in my decor. I'm wondering if I could give this a high-end makeover. I'm taking this on as a personal challenge.
These are all the elements we have to work with. I'm going to take these two plastic pieces and put them on the side. We'll work on those in a minute. I grabbed my IOD lock and key mode, and I did a resin casting of these two longer pieces. I love working with resin because it dries quickly and it dries hard. I grabbed my Gorilla Glue to attach the resin castings to the scale. I was going to leave this rubber band piece, but then I realized I didn't need this scale to actually be functional, so I ended up just removing it and gluing the scale in the position that I wanted it to be in. Also didn't want the lock cut out on the top piece, so I just grabbed some IOD air dry clay and filled it in. I have a dark moody look in mind for this piece, so I grabbed my Fusion paint in the color Cast Iron and gave this one quick coat of paint. As you can see, the coverage on here is amazing. So it was a one and done here, one coat of paint, and it has a built-in sealer. I wanted to make these plastic pieces look like metal, even the rope. I was painting everything. So I grabbed the paint in the color bronze, but as you can see, it was not sticking to this plastic. So I had some black Dixie Belle paint on my desk because if you watch last week's video, I painted some cute little ghost on pictures. So I grabbed that. Chalk paint sticks to everything. So I did one coat of black chalk paint. Then I came back over it with the bronze patina paint, and that worked perfectly. So if you're ever having any kind of issue, chalk paint really does make a great primer. I decided to add a little bit of patina paint to this piece as well. So I'm just lightly putting a little bit of paint on the top of these resin castings. I grabbed the Dixie Belle patina spray in the color green and spritz it then in the color blue. You don't need to use both of these. I just really like the combination of both, so I normally use both green first and then blue. Now, only the places you put the paint will be activated by the spray. So I grabbed a paintbrush and I'm putting a little bit of the spray on the molds where I put the patina paint, and those will have a reaction as well. And here is a final transformation from a kid's toy to a beautiful high-end looking piece of home decor. It is fall time, so I decorated it with some little pumpkin pods, but I think you could have fun with this and add different things into it. So y'all let me know if I did good on this challenge. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I had so much fun creating these projects. I am loving the fall DIYs. Y'all leave a comment below. Let me know what is your favorite. Have y'all started to decorate for fall yet? I feel like if we start decorating, maybe that fall weather will come. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Also have the colors of the month for September picked out. So let me grab those so I can show them to y'all. The Colors of the Month Club is 4 different Fusion paint color testers shipped straight to your door every single month. It is only $28 and that does include shipping. So it's a great deal and a great way to try all of the different beautiful Fusion colors. And if you also want to try the milk paint, I have a club for that where you get 2 different milk paints every month along with the different 4 Fusion tester paint samples. So if you're interested in joining one of the Colors of the Month Club, I will have a link to those in the description. Once again, I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. I hope y'all were inspired. I will see y'all next week for another DIY video. Let me know if you are loving the fall DIYs and home decor, or do you think it is time to sprinkle in some Christmas stuff? Let me know. Y'all have a great day. I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.